All right. We are live on a Tuesday, October 30th, if you're watching this live. If you're watching the replay, this could be anywhere from Tuesday, October 30th, a little bit later in the day, to December 13th, 2028. So whatever date it is for you, let me know. I don't know why that came in. I just thought that was kind of funny in my head. But anyways, let's see who's on here. Linda, hello. Good to see you on here, Linda. How you doing? Great to see you on here. So while everybody's logging in, say hello. Let me know where you're logging in from. And what did you have for breakfast today? Say hello, where you're logging in from. What did you have for breakfast today? Let me get this one screen pulled up. There we go. And, okay, cool. Say Robin, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Awesome. Robin, Chio, Jamie, Anita, Stella. Great to see everyone jumping on here. Coffee for breakfast. Carol, hey Carol, how are you? Ashley, hello Ashley, good to see you on here. So I wanted to talk with you all today, and then I actually want to ask a question too. Before I'll throw the question out there first, and then I'll go over what we're going to talk about. It's been interesting. I've gotten quite a few emails and comments lately in regards to bullying. And I'm wondering if that would be helpful to any of you to have me dive into bullying in a little bit more depth, and maybe it might be a kind of an uncomfortable conversation, but it might be also very empowering too, especially to those of you who are open-minded. So if you'd find value in something like that, I just put in the comments for one of these future ones, and maybe if there's enough of you that are interested, we'll tackle it this week. And by tackle it, I'm not necessarily saying in any way, shape, or form that we're going to solve all the problems with it, but maybe give you some direction and solutions, especially if it's something that is affecting you in your life. Chocolate chip cookie for breakfast. That sounds like a yummy breakfast. Georgia. Hey, Heather from Georgia. Desiree. Good to see you over here from the Netherlands, Desiree. Good to see you on here. So, anyways, what I want to talk about to you all about today is how to overflow the fucking cup. And the reason this popped up, because inevitably we have this question, right? Is the cup half empty? Is the cup half full? And my question is often, well, why does the cup have to be half empty or full? Why can't the cup just be overflowing? Because if the cup is overflowing, then we don't have to worry about if it's half empty or half full. It's just overflowing, meaning that there's so much of it that we have more than enough, and then we're in a state of abundance, right? And I think if we were to train our minds to focus on how to overflow the cup rather than how to decide if it's half empty or half full, it might be very empowering for us. So from that perspective, how do we do that? The answer is both simple and complex. The simple part of it is to be clear on what it is you want. The complex part of that is, one, to figure out how to be clear on what you want, and then two, how to go after and getting that. The reason why I think so many of us struggle with if the cup is half empty or half full, because most of us are not really crystal clear on what it is we want. We have vague ideas of what we want. We have a vague idea of what we should want based off of what mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, society, the news tells us that we should want. But so few of us actually take the time to figure out and get crystal clear on what it is we want. Instead, we kind of roll through life trying to dodge and ditch the things that we don't want. We don't want debt. We don't want bad relationships. We don't want poor health. We don't want, financial struggles, those types of things. We don't want to be stuck in the same place. We don't want to not see the world. That's kind of the phraseology we use, right? But as we do that, we're constantly focusing on what we don't want. Our mind is constantly fixed on the things we don't want. Our mind is constantly fixed on lack. Our mind is constantly fixed on the cup being half empty versus clarity on what we do want, right? I can't tell you how many people I've worked with over the years when they've gotten out of a relationship, and I'll ask them, well, what do you want? And they'll say, well, I don't want my relationship to be like the last one. Well, what is your mind telling you? How many of you on here have ever been in relationships where it's the same person with a different name? How many of you on here have ever struggled with finances where it's the same financial outcome time and time again? How many of you have ever struggled with, the quality of your life being the same, who haven't produced different results? And it's like you're going through the hamster wheel of life over and over again. It's 2010, it's 2005, it's 2006, 7, 9, 12, whatever it is. But it's virtually the same thing. It's just a different year. And I would argue that the reason for that is because our psychology is so fixated on how things have been and how we think they should be, that we're not doing those necessary things to change it, to shift our mindset, to shift our belief system, to shift our emotional focus. And because of that, we produce results that are predictable. The same thing. The cup is always going to be in a half empty or half empty, half full kind of state. And if it's in a half empty, right, that implies that pretty soon it's going to run out even more. When we have clarity on what it is we do want. See, now what's really important with this is our unconscious mind, the goal-seeking part of our brain, it takes things very literally. This is if you don't think of a pink elephant, you have to think about what not to think about to not think about. And when we're constantly focusing on what we don't want, our brain hears that and says, oh, this must be something important. I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to fixate on it. I'm going to obsess over it. And I'm going to continue to produce that result, that experience over and over in my life. It's not until we shift our focus until what we do want that we actually start to get it. Now, to get to that, what we do want, this is where it also is complex, because for some of us, we may have limiting beliefs around what we want. We may have our BS, our belief systems that put a handicap on what we can and can't have. I don't deserve a great relationship. I don't deserve to make a lot of money. I was told I was too stupid to earn this amount of money. I was told I was not attractive enough to have this relationship. I was told I was unqualified to be able to live this kind of life, whatever the case may be, right? And by doing so, we put these constant limitations on what we're capable of achieving. We put these limitations on what's even possible. Because my business has never grown by this before, it's impossible to think that it will never grow like this again. One of my businesses I have, we just started working with a lady, and we do coaching and marketing for trainers and gym owners. And we started working with a lady whose goal was to eventually move into this other facility. And she had her business had been at this ceiling for a long time. And for many people in the fitness industry, they'll think that if they can add a couple clients here, a couple clients there, that is just expected. She has signed up over 60 new people in the last 2.5, not even 3 weeks. Now, the amount of income that is just, it's exponential for her. What's even cooler about this is that this goal of hers that was kind of off in the future of maybe it could happen, she just signed the lease on her new facility a few days ago. Literally, it went from this thing in a year or so, she might be able to make it happen, to in 3 weeks, she's moving into a new space and has all these new people. Now, how's that happen? It happens because her mindset shifts to how things have been to what's a possibility, what she really wants. She got clear on what she wanted. And then she surrounded herself with people who could help support her, who could help her realize that vision. She stopped asking questions like, how can I survive this month? How can I do this? And started asking questions like, what do I need to do to go to the next level? What do I need to do? And then she trusted in a process. She trusted in what she was being taught, what she was being told, and she implemented it. See, most of us, we get so far in our own way from achieving what we want that we start telling ourselves stories and bullshitting ourselves about the cup always being almost empty. And we never stop to ask ourselves the question like, well, I don't want to deal with a half-empty cup. What I want to have is I want to have a cup that's overflowing and always fucking full, right? Who wouldn't want that? But our psychology doesn't go there. If you want your cup to always be overflowing, you have to shift your mindset. You have to allow yourself to dare and dream greater than you have before. And you have to get out of your own way about the bullshit that you tell yourself that restriction holds you back from that. Because the only thing that's ever going to hold you back in life is it's going to be you. And I hate to break some hearts out there, but it's not going to be Trump. It's not going to be this person or that person or anything else. It's always going to be us. We are going to be the biggest things to get out of our way. And that's not to say, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm ignorant enough to say that there's not other people or things that can have some sort of influence on us. But at the end of the day, it's on us. And I don't know about you, but I would much, much rather live my life with the onus of me being in charge of my mental and emotional experiences, me having the capacity to create the quality of life I want, and not be reliant on people on TV or politicians or any of those types of things that make those decisions for me. Because if I rely on that, Jesus, Manise, we all know how slow government goes. We could be waiting a long fucking time to make our lives better. So we might as well take it upon ourselves and recognize that we have the power to have our cups being overflowing, but our cup will never overflow if we stay in a half-empty mindset. You want to know how to get what you want, how to get your cup overflowing, you got to get clear on what you want, and you got to change this and this change your BS, your belief systems, to be able to achieve that. Because if you always believe that you can't, guess what? You're always going to be right, and you never will. But if you decide to believe greatly in yourself and what your own potential is, and then you decide to take actions in accordance of it, and you get people around you who can help support you and do that, you can make it happen. Desiree just said it's difficult to shift the mindset. Yeah, it is difficult. It's 100% difficult. Trust me, I'll be the first one to say how difficult it is. And it's even more difficult if we do nothing to change our mindset. I talk with people every day about doing some sort of program, working together. And you know what the thing that decides people to not do it is because it's the mindset. They tell themselves, oh, I can't afford it. This is impossible. It won't work for me. All these types of things. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It is. If you're going to believe it's unaffordable, if you're going to believe it's impossible, if you're going to believe it can't work for you, it won't. And it never will. But if you're willing to believe in yourself enough to make a decision to give yourself a shot at something more, then it can definitely happen. It is as difficult as you make it. It is as impossible as you decide it to be. And it will be as effortless, and as easy as you decide it to be too. And that's really important because we have choice here, especially when it comes to this thing. So you want to get the cup overflowing, you got to change what's going on in here. All right? If I can be of help to you, any of you with this, be sure to reach out. If you are in a position where you need to have some sort of shift in your mindset, you need to get things turned around, shoot me a message on here. I would love to talk with you about how I can help you do that. And, you know, I should say that with a caveat. This is how I earn my living. This is how I put my roof over my head. So reach out if you're serious about this and you're wanting to really work on it. And if you're not, no hard feelings, no lost love here at all. I just want to give you that gift of, if you do need someone to help support you in that journey, don't be a stranger. Be bold enough to reach out. It would be an honor to be able to help you on that. But that's what we got for today. So lastly and not least, if you're just logging in, watch the first couple of minutes of this, the question about bullying. If it's something you'd be interested in, I've been playing with it quite a bit with some different conversations I've had with people, and it's been pretty profound, some of the shifts that they've been able to make. And it would be a wonderful gift to share with all of you. If it's of interest, it's a little off topic than some of the things we traditionally talk about on these. Also, if you have suggestions for future lives, something that you would find value in, you know, leave them in the comments. I really want this to be a time to serve you and to help you out. And I would love for that to be a gift to you. So your contribution, your suggestions are always appreciated. Linda, I deal with this on a daily basis. You and I should talk, Linda. Makes sense. Thanks for sharing, Lori. I'm glad it does. Suzanne, makes sense. Glad. I'm glad this connected with you. And I think that is it for today. So I appreciate each and every one of you being on here. I try to keep these to 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to take too much time. I want to be respectful of yours. And I want to make sure that these little tidbits are something that you can use to empower and enhance the quality of your life, as well as to take it and implement it right away and then send you on your way. So just quick sum up. Suggestions, interest in the bullying, need a little extra help, you're going to message me and we're going to talk about how we can make that happen. And, you know, we're getting towards the end of 2018. So it's really at the time we start thinking about having 2019 be the year of your cup overflowing and keeping it that way. Keep that faucet on. So you and I can talk about how to make that happen. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Sending lots of love to all of you. I wish you an amazing. Oh, Brenda Lee from Rhode Island. Hey, good to see you on here. Shoot me an email, Brenda Lee, and we'll talk about this. Linda, you're going to email me too, right? And we're going to talk about it as well. I wish you all an amazing day wherever you are, whether it's morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Make the rest of this day and the next moment and the next day and the next day after that absolutely phenomenal. You have the power to do it. Nobody else can decide to have it be that way but you. And if you want more phenomenal days, commit to make them happen, and I promise you, you can. All right, we'll see you next time, everyone. Take care. Sending lots of love to you.